Rogers and Scott Anthony want to bring home the belts for the boss. But they have to get through a very tough team. Rogers and Anthony in round one beat the handsome stranger and Stephen Dane. Round two, Joel Deaton and Chaz substituting for Billy Black. In round three, the semifinals defeated the Renegade Warriors and got the bye in round number four, meaning they didn't have to wrestle a playoff match like these guys did. As the team of Walker and Simpson get ready to come down to ringside.
Introducing their opponents for this event at a total weight of 470 pounds, Chris Walker and Steve Simpson.
Walker and Simpson defeated in round number one the team of Hollywood John Tatum and the California Stud. In round two, Stan Lane and Steve Cox, Jim Cornette's team, the Royal Family in the semifinals, then beat the Cartel's team of Cactus Jack and Monk Singh in the playoff to get in to the championship match for the Global Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions.
For all of the marbles in the Global Wrestling Federation as far as tag teams are concerned, Craig, this is it. Those two men, Chris Walker and Steve Simpson, to face Scott Anthony and Rip Rogers. The winner will be the tag team champions.
The fans here at the Global Dome, the ones who were able to make it through the severe weather, are getting ready for the championship match in the Global Wrestling Federation for the tag team belts. The tail of the tape with these two gentlemen, Rip Rogers in at 5'11", 222.22 pounds, while Chris Walker at 6 feet even, 240. Right now, the powerful Walker goes for the pin quickly, but only gets a count of one. Senior referee Sean O'Brien in there for the championship match.
Chris Walker, not very many years experience in the ring. Steve Simpson, several years of experience. Scott Anthony, not very many years of experience. Rip Rogers, several years of experience. All four men in great shape. This is about as even a contest as you could find in the Global Wrestling Federation. However, there is the intangible that Anthony and Rogers are members of the cartel.
Also, the fact that they've had a rest, but looking like he may have had enough of a rest, is Conan Chris Walker as he goes to work, pulling Rip Rogers out of the corner, hitting him with a drop kick, and going for the cover, but only gets a count of one.
Chris Walker has been a tag team champion before in the Georgia All-Star area. However, Scott Anthony has also been a champion in the Pacific Northwest and also in Florida. There is championship precedent set for members of both of these teams. It's just about dead even.
For that matter, Steve Simpson, a former member of the world-class tag team champions. Hustler Rip Rogers, a tag team champion for the WWC down in Puerto Rico. All four men with championship backgrounds. Two men will leave the ring as the Global Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions. Rip Rogers gets the advantage with a headbutt, comes over with a suplex, sending Conan Chris Walker down to the canvas. A count of two by senior referee Sean O'Brien. Getting the side headlock is Rogers, blocking the suplex and getting a suplex of his own is Chris Walker. He goes for the cover, but only a count of one.
There's a good look at Scott Anthony. Slowly coming into the ring. Scott Anthony and Rip Rogers had the break. They drew the bye into the finals. They've had that extra rest period that Chris Walker and Steve Simpson have not had. That could be a telling factor in this, the championship match of the Global Wrestling Federation Tag Team Tournament.
Scott Anthony with the fishnet panels on the side of his unorthodox wrestling tights. Of course, also unorthodox, the garb of Conan Chris Walker, but that's what he's most comfortable in.
Scott Anthony has more trunks than a deformed elephant.
The tag. I'm getting out of that one very quickly. The tag as Simpson rolls up Anthony for a count of two. And the team of the cartel better beware of a quick pin, because quite frankly, the team of Conan Chris Walker and Steve Simpson having to wrestle that playoff match at somewhat of a disadvantage.
However, also, Craig, you could look at it from the other side of the coin. They are worked out, they are stretched out, they don't have any of those cobwebs, they don't have any muscle stiffness. They're all limbered up and ready to go, while Rogers and Anthony did have that time to let a little muscle tinge sit in there. Maybe it's not a disadvantage as much as we think to have Russell that prior match.
Quickly getting out of a predicament was Steve Simpson as Anthony had tagged into Rogers. Rogers comes up with a knee, puts Simpson in the corner to send him into the other one. And Simpson lands wrong on the turnbuckles. Simpson with a crossbody, 1, 2. Sean O'Brien almost able to start the count of 3, but slipping out of there, the hustler Rip Rogers.
Very close to having a Global Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship team just like that.
The 2 members of each team with the most experience. There's Rogers against Simpson in there. Rolls him up. Count of 1.5. Rolls him up again. Small package. Count of 2. Rogers escapes. Small package again. Has him wrapped up. Count of 2 again. That is now 6 near falls. Count of 2 this time. On Steve Simpson.
Well, 2 counts are very close. And you often hear people saying that, well, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades and that. But I'll tell you what, 2 counts will take the steam out of an opponent. It won't win you the match, but mentally he's going to think, gosh, I was only 1 second or 1/10 of a second or 1/2 of a second, whichever, away from being pinned. It's that mental game we talk about, Craig. 2 counts do matter.
After using the boot, Scott Anthony, snapmare, has his man in the middle of the ring, goes up and comes down, the fist to the forehead. Count of 1 is all that Scott Anthony, the Palm Beach heartthrob, can get. Double underhook, suplex, executed well, hooks him for count of 1, but Anthony only able to get the count of 1.
Beautiful double arm suplex by Scott Anthony on Steve Simpson. Shows that this man is not all lip, that he does have some wrestling ability.
Anthony, speaking of lips, trying to rip at the lips of Steve Simpson. And now going to work on him, the hustler, Rip Rogers, choking him across the middle. And now, that difficult to watch even for me.
When the Three Stooges do it, we know it doesn't work too much, but when this does it, it's for real, and Simpson very close to a tag.
But blocking at the Palm Beach heartthrob, Scott Anthony, who sends Simpson out and over, then follows him out. A 20 count, the rule in the Global Wrestling Federation. Down to the interview set. Simpson able to come back with a shot to the midsection. Both men working against the count of 20. And Anthony gets back in to break the count and then goes back out for more punishment. That breaks the count of 20. It starts over again by Sean O'Brien. And now he's calling for the help of his partner, who helps him with a clothesline, sending him down. Steve Simpson double teamed by members of the cartel as Anthony back into the ring.
And certainly showboating for the fans here at the Global Dome as Steve Simpson now. Simpson fighting back, but Simpson in a bad way thanks to these 2 members of the cartel.
Rogers helps him in, but Simpson had his arm underneath the rope. No count there. Tag into hustler Rip Rogers. The double axe handle to the lower back as he was held by Anthony. Rogers takes Simpson back into the corner. Reversal by Simpson. Rogers gets the boot up as Simpson came in, follows it up with a clothesline. Half Nelson rolls him up. Count of 1, count of 2. 2.5.
We were just that close from having the cartel represent 2 of the prestigious titles here in the GWF.
And now, after working on the back on the outside of the ring, Rogers would like to work on the back on the inside of the ring. going for the Boston Crab, and he has him turned over. Simpson grimacing in pain here as Rogers has it sunk in deep.
Getting a little extra leverage is Rip Rogers from the ropes here at the Global Dome, but senior official Sean O'Brien, very observant, makes him break the Boston Crab on Steve Simpson, but the damage is done, Craig.
Simpson able to fight out of the body slam. Count of one. As Simpson tries for the tag. Rogers prevents the tag, also gives a shot in for Conan Chris Walker. Anthony with the suplex, trying to get it. Unable to reverse by Simpson, who rolls over for a count of two.
And now you see Scott Anthony. Not a lot of technical wrestling involved in that, just a pure boot to the head of Steve Simpson.
Anthony keeping Simpson in the ring. Tried to go for a sleeper, instead caught him with a clothesline. Count of two by Sean O'Brien. Now, once again, Anthony sends Simpson out. Rogers has Steve Simpson pulling him up for the pile driver. Pulls him up twice, can't get it. Back drop. The reversal by Steve Simpson as Rogers goes down to the floor.
He could not get him up for the pile driver, and Steve Simpson from nowhere with the strength to backflip Rip Rogers onto these mats at the ringside area.
Watch out for Anthony as he puts the sole of the boot to the forehead of Steve Simpson. Simpson has been in the ring for at least, I don't have a watch here, but it seems like 7-8 minutes now. Unable to get the tag to his partner, Conan Chris Walker. He's trying to fight back, but he's in the corner of the cartel. Simpson trying to get out of the quandary he's in. Sends Rogers to the ropes. And that shoulder block took both men down as both men hit heads.
Easy to see head-to-head contact by Rip Rogers and Steve Simpson. The first man up will certainly have the advantage. The count is on by senior official Sean O'Brien. There's the tag.
The tag in to Chris Walker as Simpson tumbles out of the ring. Anthony trips Walker. Rogers and Anthony going at it. Rogers and Anthony both in the ring. Scott Anthony going to work on Conan Chris Walker. Rogers up to the top. Simpson drop kicks him away and finds Rogers there. He's in no man's land and about to hit the canvas.
All the way from the turnbuckle, almost to the other turnbuckle. Steve Simpson sends Rip Rogers. And now all four men in the ring.
As they run together, the cartel may have it in their hands. Walker sent out over the top. Remember, Walker is the legal man the DDT delivered to Simpson. The cartel thinks they have this well in hand. Anthony set in. Rogers.
That's the legal man. Chris Walker, the legal man, not Steve Simpson.
Walker to the top rope. Comes down. Rogers is there. Cross body block. 1, 2, 3.
New champs.
Chris Walker and Steve Simpson are the Global Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions. Let's go back. You see Walker goes up to the top. Rogers, the legal man in the ring for the cartel team. And coming down, Chris Walker. 1, 2, 3. The winners, Simpson and Walker. And we'll talk to the champs when we